Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Hunter.
And this is Nigel.
Nigel, not yet.
But
Go on, get. I bet you already know a lot about autism. You've done all kinds of research. And if you're autistic yourself, you've lived the autistic experience firsthand. Well, let's test your autism knowledge. Um, Nigel,
here I is.
waiting on you, Sweet Pea.
Oh crap. Sorry, Bubba. Welcome to Test Your Autism Knowledge, where four cornballs will try to...
Wow! Welcome to episode 2 of Test Your Autism Knowledge, where 4 contestants will square off in a challenge to see who has the best knowledge of autism. Here is your host, Hunter, who will now introduce our challengers.
Dadgummit, you meddling woman.
That's Wonder Woman to you.
The only darn thing I wonder is how you got this gig.
Okay, stop it. Please let me introduce our contestants. First, we have Flo.
Howdy, Hunter.
What you been up to, girl?
Well, I've started the Mr. Belvedere International Fayin Club. I love that TV show.
That old 1980s sitcom that nobody ever talks about or, frankly, even remembers?
That's right, Sugar Britches. I'm also chairwoman of one of the fan club's divisions, the Bob Euchre Round Table.
Next we have Sir Dr.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Do we have to let him back on?
As I was saying, let me introduce Sir Baron Dr. Burgermeister Hamilton Preston Castleberry.
Okay.
The third.
So
Junior.
So here we...
Yes, Squire.
Sir Baron Dr. Burgermeister Hamilton Preston Castleberry, the 3rd Junior, Esquire.
Lordy, for the sake of time, can we shorten that up a bit?
Sure. Here's Hammy.
Well, I never. The Castleberries go all the way back to ancient times.
I wish you would go back to ancient times.
Same to you, but more of it.
What?
I'm the rubber, you're the glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
Hello? Oh, okay. Hamilton, 1977 just called. They want their lame comebacks back.
Wow.
Next, we have Loki.
You're all going down. I've got this in the bag, baby.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but what have you been up to, Loki?
I've been working on the autobiography of everybody's favorite singing dinosaur, Barney. I start the book off discussing his lowly, humble beginnings as the love child of Grimace and Mayor McCheese, all the way up to his leap to international acclaim in the 90s. I love Barney.
He's just so darn huggable.
Who the... What in...
I hate him.
You know, for a group of non-autistic people, you guys sure do have some peculiar special interests.
Oh, I almost forgot. Have you heard of the Justice League?
Yeah.
Well, I'm him.
Hunter, you forgot to ask what Hamilton has been up to.
Thank you so much, Nigel. What you been up to, Hamhawk?
That's Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton.
What up, Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton?
The nerve. What an insufferable host.
No, I actually suffer quite a bit.
I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
No, you've been clearly visible in the nightmares I've been having.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
I've been working on my patented freeze ray, and then on to the development of my nuclear hypno ray to aid in my bid for world domination.
Well, like Dr. Doom.
Don't compare me to that poser.
And last but not least, we have our returning champion, Nadia.
Hello, Hunter, Flo, Loki, and Hambone.
The impertinence. My name is Hamilton.
I'm sorry, Shake and Bake, but sometimes I can't remember all the names you have.
OMG.
Nadia. Hey, girl. You doing all right?
I sure am. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
There goes the favoritism again. Now boarding the Nadia train. All aboard. Toot toot.
Hammy, how would you like a locomotive right upside your...
Hunter?
Yeah, well, we autistic people do like trains. Okay, Nadia is our returning champ. Why the others are returning, Lord only knows.
Because the judges ruled that there was favoritism and unfair bias in our last episode.
The judges
Yes, you rang?
flippin' Nigel?
That's me, Puddin'.
Think you can handle being a judge?
Me think so.
Why, you. Well, we're still filming our contestants in remote locations because I can't figure out how to make the editing software.
LOL.
I meant to say because we want them and you to feel at home.
Sure. Still trying to figure out how to use your software, Pumpkin.
Flo, put a cork in it, would you?
Wow.
In this episode, we're going to grill the contestants.
Did you say grill? Yummy. I can whoop up some grilled fish sticks, slaw, hush puppies, and tater tots.
What on earth is a tater? Is that like a potato?
Like Mr. Potato Head.
I love him.
What does bloody Mr. Potato Head have to do with anything?
Mr. Potato Head is bleeding?
Is he okay?
Can we please play the autism challenge?
Get it right, Home Slice. It's called Test Your Autism Knowledge.
First question. Ready, contestants. True or false? The best way to contact an autistic person is with a cold call on the telephone. Yes, Hammerhead.
Hamilton, if you please.
I ain't here to please, Junior.
Wow, at the disrespect. This whole production is an outrage. But anyway, as far as my answer, only a clod or a complete dolt would use any other form of communication other than a cold call, so the answer is true, of course.
Yes, Flo.
True, Sugar Plum.
Flo, he just said true, and yes, Loki.
True.
Why me, Lord? I mean, I try to be a good person, and Thank you, Lord. Nadia, your answer, young lady.
True.
Nadia.
Just kidding. LOL. A cold call on the telephone is probably the worst way to contact an autistic person. First of all, it is an abrupt interruption. Autistic people don't like interruptions or being suddenly forced to have to change tasks with no warning. Their minds process so much, and they get so immersed and focused on their present state that they can't just switch their minds to a completely different state like a light switch.
That's absolutely right, Nadia. Secondly, most autistic people struggle with talking on the phone. It makes it even harder for them to know when and when not to interject in a conversation, which they already struggle with. And they don't have time to process what you're saying or to think about what they want to say like they can with written or typed communication.
They especially struggle with not knowing ahead of time why it is that you're calling, so they can prepare.
Exactly, Nadia. Autistic minds are very complex and are always working overtime, thinking so much and processing so many things at once that phone calls are tough, especially unplanned ones. And written communication lets us go at our own pace.
All aboard the Nadia train, ladies and gentlemen. Now boarding.
And you're now boring. Next question, true or false? The best, most authoritative source of information about autism is from non-autistic people. Yes, Loki.
TROO. True. I'm going downtown Charlie Brown.
Yeah, and while you're there, go to the library and find books on how to spell. And your answer is RONG. I mean,
But I saw a TikTok video that.
boy, please. Yes, Florence.
But you have to admit that TikTok.
Yes, Nadia.
The answer is false. While it is somewhat possible for non-autistic people to be objective, outside observers of autistic people, there's no way they can fully understand or comprehend what's going on inside an autistic person's brain because they've never felt or experienced having an autistic mind themselves. It's very likely, for example, that the totally incorrect and damaging assumption that autistic people lack empathy was started by someone who is not autistic. On the other hand, other autistic people are a wealth of information about the autistic experience because it is firsthand. There are many books, videos, and other resources by autistic people that are extremely informative and relatable and give first-hand knowledge about what goes on within an autistic mind.
Right again, Nadia. And there's so many great autistic creators here on YouTube who are kindred spirits. Honestly, they've been the best source of information and sheer relatability that I've found. Back to what Nadia was saying, there's no way someone who is not autistic can fully understand an autistic person's internal processes. All they have to go on is what they see externally. And yes, I'm sure the incredibly untrue assumption that autistic people lack empathy was started by someone who is not autistic. Next question, true or false? Autism didn't exist a long time ago. Yes, Flowmaster.
True all the way, sugar.
Nope. I'm autistic and I existed a long time ago. Next question.
Oh, I know this one.
I ain't even asked the question yet.
Whoops.
False.
Loki, you got your man bun twisted too tight. Could you wait for the question?
True, baby.
What is going on here?
My answer to the question is correctamundo.
What question? Who the...
Sorry, Chuckles, but my answer is the best.
My answer rules.
No way.
Why?
I can't stand this unbearable woman. I mean, who is she?
Gesundheit. Now don't get your britches in a wad.
What? Wow.
I betcha he's wearing Spider-Man underoos underneath them britches.
Who picked these people?
Me.
And me.
Wow. I'm telling you.
You have got to get a new staff.
You have got to get a new staff. Blockheads. Yeah. Let's give Hunter a break for a second so I can show everybody what his awesome staff can do. Next question. Is it effective to give an autistic person a crap load of verbal instructions?
Yes, Flo.
I don't know.
What a corny answer.
Yes, Loki.
You call it corn. We call it maize.
You know what? We should give Loki a free point for that one.
I agree. Nice job, son. Yes, Nadia.
False if you're giving an autistic person a long list of instructions. It's usually best to give them written instructions or, if they're visually impaired, instructions in some form that can be played back with audio and replayed as necessary.
What?
Just cool it, turkey, and let me finish.
Unbelievable. No respect.
Autistic people usually will not remember a long list of verbal instructions, and often they struggle to remember even a short list of verbal instructions.
Nice job, Nadia. We autistic people process so many things at once that, for me at least, verbal instructions just come across as a jumbled mess that goes into the already full bucket of thoughts that we autistic people are already processing. And yes, I assume that for visually impaired autistic people, it's good to have instructions in some form in which they can be played back whenever necessary. Sienna, if I'm wrong, please set me straight, Sensational One. Next question, true or false? Life is easy for autistic people with level 1 and level 2 support needs.
These questions are pure rubbish. But I haven't had a chance to answer.
Yes, Nadia.
False, life can be very hard for any autistic person, not just those with level 3 support needs. Even though it is stressed repeatedly that autism is a spectrum, we autistic people share many of the same traits, just to different degrees or presented on the outside in varying ways, and the intensity of a trait can vary day by day, depending on conditions in the person's environment. Some days, someone who is usually considered a level 1 support needs autistic person can feel like a level 3.
But a lot of level 1 autistic people have a job.
Not that everyone doesn't want to hear the sweet nectar that comes out of your lips, Snuggles. But I'm not finished yet, okay?
Wow.
Just because someone who is level 1 holds down employment doesn't mean it doesn't feel almost impossible to do on most days, so level 1, 2, and 3 support needs autistic people are all part of the same family.
And level 1 and 2 autistic people don't get any support in a world set up for non-autistic people. And even though it often doesn't look like it on the outside because of masking, I believe the internal processes of level 1 and 2 autistic people are very similar to those of level 3 autistic people. Well, there were several good things that happened today. A, my staff sort of did their job. 3, everyone got a chance to give their input. 8, we made it through episode 2 of this game show. And W, I think we learned a little bit today. And once again, Nadia is the winner.
Thank you, Hunter. I really enjoyed it.
And we sure enjoyed having you. And I sure enjoyed having all of you out there joining me. The world is such a better place because of you. You have no idea how special you are. Come on back anytime, and I'll talk to you again real soon.